Hi guys, I'm Johnny from CineD, and today on my table are the newly announced Viltrox EPIC full-frame anamorphic lenses. Viltrox was kind enough to send us the three lenses in this series, the 35, 50 and 75mm. All lenses are with a squeeze factor of 1.33 times and maximum aperture of t2. I paired the EPIC Anamorphic lenses with the Panasonic LUMIX S5 II. So let's keep up the tradition of watching a short mini documentary first, and I'll be back with some additional information and thoughts about those new lenses right after. For this documentary, the music I used is by Epidemic Sound, and I created the LUTs for the Panasonic V-Log footage with CineD's LUTs builder powered by Film AI. Oh, and there is some nudity in this video, so if you are concerned about seeing naked people, please don't continue watching this review video.
Freedom makes me happy. Yes, I am an open book, of course. When I go into the cold water, it's the best thing to calm down and be by yourself and, yeah, just be with you. I love my job. I love to be a craftswoman. I think every person should feel what I feel when I start working. When you work with your hands, you forget the time, you lose everything what's around you, and when you're in the flow, it's a meditation. I do this job since over 20 years. I'm self-employed since 4 years, and I do everything inside from the room. So I do the flooring, I do the painting, wallpaper hanging, also upholstery. So there is no routine, and I loved it. I really loved it. Freedom makes me happy. That I can be free in my head, and that I can get up in the morning and decide what I do with my day today. Because when you're self-employed, you have a lot of things in your head, and you need the time where you calm down. And for me, the best thing is to go running. Then all the things come to my head, and I think about it a little bit, and then they leave. I have so many different me, because I'm a sporty girl, I'm a craftswoman, but I'm also a very feminine woman. And I always felt when I'm in an exclusive relationship, there are so many me's, they are forgotten. And I don't want to miss these types of me. I also want to live these types of me. So I started to pick all the people in my life together, that I can be everybody. So I want to be in a relationship, and I also want to be free in my head and with my body. And it doesn't matter if there is love or if there is sexuality. If everybody's happy in this relationship, then it's okay for me. And so there are many ways how you can love. I had a very hard separation a couple of years ago, and then I really got into the ice swimming, and it helped me through the really bad time. It was therapy for me. And when you go out of the water after the very cold, you feel so happy and so alive. And also you are so proud of yourself because you stay in the water, and the first moment you say, I can't do this. And then you stay there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I'm a survivor.
Thank you, Mary, for spending the day with me, and thank you, Julie, for editing the footage. Now, I filmed this mini documentary with the Panasonic Lumix S5 II, and my experience working with it continues to be very positive, as this is one of those cameras that offers an internal discrete option for viewing the images correctly in your EVF or camera monitor. It also allows the usage of the camera's IBIS in an optimal way by allowing one to select the correct anamorphic squeeze ratio in the camera menu. In this specific case, I could have chosen to record in 6K 3x2 open gate mode for greater flexibility when framing my footage in the editing timeline, but since it is limited to 4:0 color sampling, I chose to record in C4K resolution and get more robust footage, especially as I'm recording in Vlog and would like to retain high image quality even after color grading. Okay, let's talk about the Viltrox EPIC Anamorphic Lenses. As you know, like many of us, I'm not filming for Hollywood or Bollywood, and one of my main aims when filming a documentary is to hopefully achieve a unique, engaging picture aesthetic look. Did I succeed thanks to the EPIC lenses? I leave this question open for now. Let's move on to the lenses specifications first. All three lenses come in PL mount. In the future, we might see additional mounts, but for now, this is what Viltrox is offering. In any case, with so many lens adapters in the market, attaching these lenses to your favorite full-frame mirrorless camera should not be an issue. The overall lens size, front 95mm diameter, and the position of the focus and aperture rings are all consistent. Gears are all industry standard with 0.8 mode. The focus throw is 290 degrees, and the focus breathing effect is barely noticeable. Good job, Viltrox. Each lens weighs less than 2 kilos. Actually, the weight is almost identical for all three lenses, and I'm indicating almost as the 35mm lens is 40 grams heavier than its 50 and 75mm siblings. The minimum focus on the 35 and 50mm lenses is 80 centimeters, and on the 75mm lens, 110 centimeters. I wish the figures would have been a bit better, especially on the 35mm lens. The squeeze ratio of these lenses is 133 times, making it ideal for working on cameras with 16:9 sensors when wanting to achieve the 2:35:1 true widescreen effect. And when I say true, I mean that we can use the entire sensor information and not to have to mask or crop the footage in post in order to get that cinematic aspect ratio. By the way, like other lenses in its category, it is worth mentioning that the lens comes with focus reading scales that are imperial only. Let's talk about picture aesthetic. Flares in general, and especially the blue streaks that are so much associated with anamorphic lenses look, are distributed very nicely across the image. The lenses are sharp almost across the entire aperture settings. One might find working on T2 being a bit soft, so I recommend closing the aperture a bit to 2.8 for sharper images. Bokeh is soft and natural, almost snuggling the main object in focus. Chromatic aberration is well controlled. By now, I guess you can tell that I like what I'm seeing. The image quality and overall picture aesthetic are very attractive to my eyes. Other than that, those lenses feel very solid to work with. Okay, here are my final thoughts. Each lens can be purchased separately for $2,800 USD or as a set of 3 with a discount of $500 USD for $7,900 USD. And this brings me to the question, who are those lenses actually for? Considering the squeeze ratio, they are not aimed at rental houses as far as I'm concerned. What about end users then? Well, the price for such a cinema lens is very aggressive, but on the other hand, taking into consideration that it has a 133 times anamorphic squeeze only, the question remains. For this price, is this the anamorphic look you're after? What I'm trying to say is that this is a bit of a catch-22 with these lenses. The image quality is very appealing and you can see that a lot of thoughts went into designing them. But on the other hand, they are still costly and the squeeze ratio won't be satisfying for many. So when it comes to getting these lenses, it can be a tough decision, and this is why I can only recommend trying them out and seeing if they work for you before committing. For the future, I hope that Viltrox can consider designing a front anamorphic adapter to be attached to those lenses for even greater squeeze. On top, personally, I'll be grateful if I can use screw-in filters on such lenses instead of the med box. I understand the cinema approach, but in terms of usability, filters could have served better, and this generation of anamorphic lenses from Viltrox does not offer this option. You know what? I'm really curious to know what you guys think about 1.33 squeeze factor for anamorphic lenses. Is it enough for the look you're after? And if yes, will you be considering getting the Viltrox EPIC Anamorphic Lenses? Let us know in the comments. That's it. Thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.